can't hear you.
Yeah.
I can hear you, but it's like maybe because you're moving around.
Can you hear me? I'll hold it
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
At this point, Auntie, I mean, you have a podcast. You should have like at least some form of stand at this point, or a ring light or something where you can just put your phone. Right? You've been in this game for too long,
For too long.
for long enough.
Fair enough.
The game I'm talking about, I don't know, but I just feel like you've been in this game for long enough.
iPod. I'm thinking. Soon. Loading.
So these are just been holding your phone.
I mean, I'll put it down eventually. I just my pillow.
You want to give us the angle first. Let's give us the good angles first.
Listen,
I forgot who I was talking to.
But are we like right now?
Yeah.
Okay. And the first my face has to look sharp.
You said what?
I said the first glimpse of me showing my face, and then we'll set up the camera.
And that I'm saying now, yeah, giving us the good angles first.
Yeah, right.
How you do?
Okay.
I just saw a video while I was waiting.
Huh?
So I just saw a video while I was waiting of this police officer that had a police dog. The dog was the smallest. I think the dog has the world record for the smallest certified police dog ever. The dog's a Chihuahua. So the guy had like inoperable brain cancer, and the guy died, and then the dog died a few hours after. Some people say that the dog died of heartbreak, that the owner, that his police officer died. Cute, right? But then they were buried together.
Okay.
Yeah, touching.
Okay. I don't know. The story went from cute to creepy.
That was the episode I was just watching. I was like, oh, cute. To the end, I was like, I don't know about that. That's one, but I guess.
Yeah, I don't. That's creepy.
If it works.
That's weird. I mean, one could go to the end of the day, but.
So you want to be buried with Max?
God forbid it. Max is not important.
I mean, technically, you won't even be. I mean, you're dead. You won't even be aware of. Whatever happens to your body doesn't concern you in any way.
If I I wouldn't even know, like you said. But if I ever find out somehow that my family did that to me, I will hunt them. I will come back and hunt
your son.
That's not okay. That's nasty. 1, 2, we're not equals. 3, I'm almost tempted to ask a specific question, but I don't think it's right for me to ask it on here.
What's the specific question?
What was this? What are they? Let's just leave that with it.
What percentage of melanin do they have of you?
Yes, I'm curious to know.
No, I don't think we should go into that.
Exactly. That's why I said I don't want to ask. But as soon as she said it, I don't know why. It will make sense if you added a portion of this. Okay. Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, you can assume whatever.
That's fair. I'm not too surprised if that's the case. Not even to be shady. It just some stories they are completed when you mention that.
I feel like black people do a lot of weird stuff too.
No, I think there's
people
a limit.
Are weird in general, man.
There's a limit we can go. But honestly, let's even go to the cute side of the story. It makes me feel like everybody should get a dog. If you can get one.
How did that come from? How did you get that from?
Because the dog literally died. wanna die.
Human beings haven't heard of couples like older and they married for mad long and then one of them dies and then within hours the other one dies
But
because
that's understandable. But that's a human being. For a dog to feel that kind of emotion for his owner, I know they say there's no greater love than the love. I mean, I said, "Whoa, than the love of God." But sorry, dogs are a man's best friend. Your dog will ride for you. You can literally feel when a dog loves you.
so
Like,
Max loves you, I mean,
yes,
but you want to be buried with him.
no,
They
that's
do my guy dirty. My guy would literally die if he died, and then you want to be.
if my dog actually died, I actually would take a week of work. Like I would be,
You would take a week off work.
yes, yes.
Did you
Thank
buy your ethnicity?
you. No,
Is how you were born?
don't understand. When you literally feed a dog, you see him everywhere. You walk. It's not just a dog to you. It's like a son. That's my son.
I understand that, but you not put your life on pause.
I'm not putting my. I'm mourning him
You're taking a week off. You can warn him and Maya making taking
because
business calls, but you're taking a week off
no,
work.
because no, it's not a dog to me. Maybe it's a dog to you guys if you ever see him, but that's damn. No, that's literally my friend.
But you won't be buried with him because you're not equals. Oh shit, man. This is
I think that's wrong. I feel like it. No, first of all, no. But I would no.
don't do Max like that, bro.
But yeah, story is different.
Oh, hello, Precious. Comments. Precious said she's making sense. Don't tell her how to grieve. You can.
Yeah,
I'm not telling you how to grieve. I'm just judging you. I'm not telling you how to. I'm not judging how you said you would grieve.
imagine take it as a child, a mini child,
Okay,
but it's
okay.
it's okay. I know I
You
sound
know the fact that the fact that you said you and your dog Max are not equals. That
yeah,
already sets a certain standard for whatever you're about to say.
I agree. I agree.
Okay,
But what I'm saying is, I think when I got a dog, it makes sense the emotions people attach to dogs. You won't
definitely.
understand it until you literally do not everything. You're not taking showers with the dog, obviously, but like you see this dog everywhere. The dog is family, and then the dog is
Oh
gone.
sure.
You feel them. You know when they're sad. No, I'm sorry. That
Hmm.
would hit. I don't even want to talk about this. This is actually my dog is. I don't think my dog would die anytime soon.
How old is your dog?
6 years.
How old does his breed usually live to?
I mean, give him like by the time he's 11 years old, he'll start slowing.
Ah, so you probably
But
won't
yeah,
have if you have children, you probably won't have children by then.
no snip him sadly.
I
They
mean,
didn't.
you probably have children by then.
Yeah, I will. And he's coming with me once. We're coming together.
What if your husband doesn't like dogs?
Oh, he will.
What if he doesn't?
He'll like my dog. Okay,
What if he
that's
doesn't?
fine.
Hmm?
That's so. You're even dating me. I already. That.
So if a man doesn't like a dog, that's a deal breaker for you.
It's not gonna be a. It's not a. Of course, there'll be other things that will make it like no, but I will ease him into like. I would drop hints like you do know this is a part of me, right? Like
I mean, but you do know people. Some people, it's not like some people just don't like. Some people are literally terrified of dogs. They're like, no, I don't want a dog. I don't know. No.
that would actually be a very like how we I, you might
Your shit is breaking up.
oh I said that's a conversation we're
So
gonna
this girl is using her hand to cover the mic.
I'm not covering the mic now. No, that's a conversation we'll have to have. No, my dog will come with me. We'll warm you up for dogs because it's coming with me. Who would he go with? Me or my
You can
brother?
sell it. You can give it out to somebody.
No,
You can leave it
no.
to your parents' house.
That's not an option. My parents will not take care of it. No, I'm not gonna leave my dog with my
Your brother
parents.
can take him.
Yeah, yeah. My brother wants to take him, sure. But either my brother or I, if he's coming with me, the person has to love my dog.
And that's what I'm saying. If the person doesn't love your dog, would you? I mean, obviously you have to give the dog to your brother, right?
Yeah, if I've fallen in love and I just that's the only thing, then sure I'll figure out the options. But I will have to know why you just hate my dog. Like, what's the
Not
problem?
your dog, dogs in general.
Well, painfully,
Ooh, another angle. What if
uh,
Max doesn't like your partner?
then that means he's evil.
Oh, all
I'm kidding.
right.
I'm kidding.
What if your partner likes dog, but doesn't have problem with dogs, but Max just doesn't like your partner? Anytime your partner is around, Max literally wants to just attack.
And then there's something about my partner I should know. Max is telling me, "Mom, run, get out of this now." I mean, that's never really happened because my dog is pretty friendly. But there's if that happens, then there's something deep about you that I don't. Maybe you smell a certain way.
So your dog is not spiritually discerning people.
My if especially if I know my dog has never not liked somebody, and if he does not like you, I mean, I'm not gonna break up with you, but I'll be confused. Like, and I've tried everything, no, and it's then
I
what's
mean,
going?
but that I could think of one logical reason why your dog might, because I mean, dogs tend to be very territorial. So maybe he's like, nah, you're not gonna step in this space and try to just whisk away my. You said he's your son, Abi. So you're
Mm-hmm.
not gonna try to just whisk away your son that you're not allowed to be buried with you, right? Okay, you're not just going to just whisk away my mother and be
And then
doing
that's
love, love, love.
understandable. We'll have to win. Like, we'll help him with that one. That's one. But if it's other
Wait,
reasons,
but why are you talking like you ask Max the reason and Max will tell you, okay, this
no,
is the
me.
reason why I don't like him.
I mean, I will know. I'm very in tune
Hey,
with Max.
Jesus.
It's different. Like, we're not talking about another. Listen, the thing about it is, I don't care for. Okay, this sounds bad. I'm not
So you know
really.
the reason why Max doesn't like somebody.
I can pick it up on like the way he will act towards me. That's what I'm saying. Like, he will probably be very clingy when it comes to me, extra clingier than he is. So I will be able to tell, like, oh, this was going on. Every time he moves closer to me, maybe he's like growling, like, get away. I'll be able to tell.
So what will you do then?
Then I'll have to, I'll work on my son. Because
Oh,
his mother needs love. He ain't gonna marry his mom.
so when you say
So
you work on your son, do you mean like what do you mean?
I'll tell him to stop. You don't do that. Like, my
Does Max have? Is it that you and Max like sit and have regular conversations because they need to?
no, like,
That's going
if
to really help me put this into
we
perspective.
we have our language. He knows how to. If I'm driving and I see him, let's say the other day, even my dad saw it. Like, I was packing stuff from the car, my dog was coming out, and all I literally whispered is, "Go back." Like, very quiet, not like anything aggressive that he needs. And he literally turned around. My dad was like, "Did you say something to him?" Like, we just have that language. I don't.
That's not as impressive as you think it is.
Yes, it is because
It really isn't.
I didn't do.
Like
You know
the
how
way you
people
said
do
it, the way you
stuff.
set it up, as like
Because
she
I
feels like she's
said it.
about to drop
No,
some
Corey,
really.
I said it like I was like the way I would say, "Can I have that? Like, give it to me." Like, I'm talking to a human being. It was very quiet, very non. There was no, because dogs pick out on tones. They pick out on the pitch of your voice. I didn't do anything that. I just talked to him like I was talking to a friend. Like, give me that, and he just knew.
I mean, I understand, but that's not that. I mean, the dog in the house that's not even my dog. I
Mm.
can just tell him to do regular things
Okay,
normally,
but
and
how?
he
What's your tone
listens.
like? That's what I'm
I
saying.
talk normally. Sometimes I don't even need to talk.
Well, then your dog is like my dog.
No,
That's
my dog is
good.
actually pretty. He's not intellectually sound. He doesn't have character like most dogs.
Well, my own does. My own has character. And
You guys have regular conversation, have you?
the way you're phrasing it is weird. We don't sit down and be talking and be rubbing his head and be no. My dog,
Dr. Doolittle.
my dog just knows me. I'm just in tune, and I don't have I can never have those like other dogs now. The money I've spent on Max, people ask me in Nigeria, you don't have common sense. Like, why are you doing that? But it's my dog. I can never spend that on anybody else's dog. But it's
I feel
different.
like that's pretty common, just generally, like for people that have dogs, not for. I feel like in Nigeria, just people just have dogs for protection and just because most people sure. For people that
Yeah.
like actually have dogs, because
I saw this
the
woman
dog.
feeding her dog. Was it fufu or something? And soup. And I was just like, man, what
I
are
saw
you
that
doing?
video.
I don't know.
She held the dog's paw. She held the dog's paw. She was like, "Hey, what are you?"
I was like, what the hell is going on? And the way she was drawing it, she was like this in her
She
hand.
was.
I was
She
like,
was.
someone save this
Oh
dog.
my god!
I was just thinking
That's
about the
so
dog's
insane.
stomach. Have you trained this dog's stomach for this? Because that thing is going to upset that dog's stomach. Except he has been eating it for years. But the dog too was just, even how can they hold your leg up and you're just waiting? It's like, this one is not a dog anymore. They've turned
Okay,
this one into
I
something.
actually feel bad for that dog.
No,
Nice
I did.
pictures coming from me in the comments, man.
I wish I could read it. What's she
First
saying?
of all, she said that you're not gonna fall in love with someone that doesn't love dogs anyway. But I'm like, I don't know about that one though. I mean, I'm sure some people could feel that way, but I guess it's up to
Do
you.
you like dogs? Would you ever get one?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Okay,
Most definitely.
what if you marry someone that completely you want to get one? Is that something you still go ahead to do or you just not get it? Do you want to get one in the future in your house
Yes, I
one day?
do. Yes, I do.
Okay. What if your wife absolutely hates dogs?
Then I won't get one. Painfully, but I just won't get one.
Okay, but it's
I would urge her. I would urge her to try at least. Okay, I'll be like, okay, you know what? We'll get a puppy. I'll even throw in the. I'll even throw in the. You never know. You might even like him more than me. He might even like you. Know what I'm saying. I would try my best, but if not, I mean,
the thing about dogs though, they know when you hate them. They know. They literally know. So you cannot be jumping and flying around the house, climbing on couches, and they will never love you. Yeah, they won't making it worse. They know.
speaking of dogs, there's this bastard next door. look, there's this bastard next door. I've never actually hated a dog.
No, I
But
feel it.
this one, this particular one, the one tiny,
Oh, it's even tiny. Okay.
one tiny, and I'm just like, we'll just be terrorizing the whole something, just be walking around, barking, entering people's compounds and be charging at them. When you now turn at it, he'll stop. It don't be back. I'm just like, first of all, do the owners not feel shame that that dog is just out here embarrassing their family? Like, and honestly, I'm like, what?
And
That
it's
was
even
good
the
stuff.
tiny dog. I think the tiniest dog, the tiny ones think they are bigger than they are. That's the one that upsets me. They think they are
That
bigger
one
than
is mad.
yeah. No, there are actually some dogs that are possessed. Like my neighbor's dog. This one was even look like a werewolf. And she'd be like, he doesn't bite. The dog, I'm seeing half your dog's body across my fence. What do you mean? Because okay, it was my mom. My mom said
Maybe your dog just wants to see what's up now. What's
no.
going on here?
I came outside. This dog was half across the fence. I saw the whole body. My life flashed before my eyes. I was okay. My mom now went outside. She didn't know that the dog hops the fence, and the same thing happened to her. So she said, "Can you please go knock and tell them that their dog, like, it's not like the dog's head is poking, half the body is poking." I said, "Okay, I'll go knock." She said I should go and do the dirty work. I went. The neighbor now said, "No, even if he jumps, he's very friendly." I said, "I will punish you. First of all, he doesn't know me. He goes."
Okay, now picture that, and then you now bring one man to your house, and then Max is trying to kill this man, and you're like, no, just chill. And the man is like, no, this dog doesn't know me. He don't be telling me.
When you explain it like that, okay, for that reason, for that one sentence, it makes me shift my opinion because when this woman said, "I promise he doesn't bite," I said, "Your dog does not know me. I see your whole dog's half of the body is remaining for his leg to cross over. I'm just walking in my own backyard. I feel threatened." She now said no, and she was having an attitude. I just said, "Okay, ma'am, All right, have a good one. Because I'm not going to argue. I say your dog. Now, if you come and bite me, I say your dog is friendly to you. And he already looks like a werewolf. Nah. Now it makes sense. It makes sense when people say, "Don't tell me your dog cannot bite," because to everybody else, it looks like the dog is aggressive. Because that dog
like the dog will have the house can bite.
That's
he might bark at you if he might bark at you if he's in family with you, but initially he might bark at you, but then just out of I don't know this person, what's going on. He wouldn't even be barking at you, he'd be barking and be more scared of it for his own self.
No, there are some evil dogs. I feel at first, it's even illegal to be having your dog cross over to people's neighborhood.
Look, I said I'm just waiting for an opportunity. I just need one opportunity where that dog puts me in the position where I can kill it, and I can be like, "Look, guys, and it had to be done. This dog was look, he should even bite me. I wanted to bite me."
Just know people take people to court for their dogs here. So
after biting me,
you have to prove that he bit you.
People so the holes in my leg are not enough proof. The blood that's flowing is what. The blood that's flowing is not enough proof.
Americans don't play about their dog. They will carry you to court. It's actually crazy the way people be fighting for dog here. They even fight more than their own kids. Beat their kid, they won't care. Beat their dog. Hey, your whole life again. It's actually crazy. People don't play about it. People don't play about their dogs here. Nigeria, my dad will be looking at us. The day my dog ran away to the back, all of us were looking for it. So I told my dad was just standing there. I told my dad, "Can you help?" Like, dog.
This man is like, "What is wrong?"
He said, "Why would I go into the forest and be looking for a dog?" So
honestly, like,
and they say, "What are you doing?" If my mates catch me in that spot, Mr. Oguwale, what are you doing here?
He said, "I'm looking for our dog."
If they hold him in that spot, what are you doing in this place right now? What's your mission in this spot? They will not say, "I'm looking for a dog," and they won't slap him. I said, "Well, you don't love him the same way," so we just kept looking. My mom was even there, so I was even surprised. She was looking. My dad did not move. He was just calling from a distance. Max, he didn't even hire his speech. If you like, come back. Don't like, come back. People stealing our money. Don't come back.
God.
Yes, he just stood there doing the bare minimum, just standing. I said, just go inside. You're not doing anything. You just go and rest. That's why I say I can't leave my dog with my parents. They love him, but they don't care. To him, it's like, this is a waste of money. Like, even though my mom got him, it's like,
I mean, you can leave him and become to see him every weekend now. People do that.
My dog can be in the house with my dad, and my dad will not know where the dog is. He won't look for him for a week. That's why I can't leave him. My dad will pass me my dog. I'll say, did you help me feed Max? I think he ate.
What do you mean? Did you go to the kitchen and make it?
Like, I don't know. I think I saw him somewhere. Like, and the dog has been next to him. My dad does not. To him, nothing exists. There is a dog in this house. My mom is the one that she does a little bit. My dad, we're wasting our money. He'll be looking at us like, "You guys go and spend money to board a dog? If I'm wasting your time." Like,
you guys boarded Max?
Yeah, well, like if we want to go out of town, obviously, where are we going to put him? My dad will be looking at us like,
don't you have anybody that can watch him? So you put the dog in a hotel.
Now that my sisters are married, they can take.
God.
No, we got
board. He's enjoying them
for 5 days, and they'll charge us like $300 for. It's expensive. Yeah, that's why I said I can't say the things I'm spending on this dog, because one day you're not gonna die on me. You better wake up. Which day?
When have you ever said, "Crazy, I've been working so hard. Life is stressing. Let me just put in this hotel for just one night."
First of all, you don't look like you need money. This time. Yes, you don't. Is it you they will catch on the street right now and they will say, "I need money"? No, you don't. You are living good. You are you cannot fall into the category of people they will say, "Stand up if you need money right now." No, you don't. Which is good. Grace of God on your life.
It's my fault.
Like, you can't enter the line. If I was passing out money and you enter, I'll tell you to go and sit down. Yes, because why are you here? You are being greedy.
Yeah. God.
Ah, video. You don't look,
Ah,
which is good. Is good. It's a good thing.
catch me next week on Not Able Talk
It's
with
a good
some
thing.
shirts.
You came here. Your haircut is lined. The line is standing straight. You are releasing muscle. The chain is on your neck.
It's people that suffer that have no muscle. When if you go to Nigeria, it's all those bricklayers that have muscle. And
You
they're
don't look.
carrying cement from
If
morning
they
to
can't,
night.
already doing money, don't start. All the pictures you've been dropping on Instagram, that's the person that without standing there and say this money. I will look at your shoe. How much was this? Yeah, go and sit down. You don't look like you need money. Go and sit down, go and sit down, go and sit down. You're wasting time. The real ones come to the front. You know, people, Korede, there are some people
I'll screenshot my bank account and post it on
Korede,
my Instagram.
there are some people that my heart will go out that I want to even bless.
So your heart cannot go out to me.
You don't look like you need money.
Hey!
Have you seen some people? They look like what they are going through. May God not let us look at what we are going through. That's the goal. In Jesus, I don't even want to look like what I'm going through. Even
What are
me,
you going through? What are you going
I
through?
need money. I need money myself already. We need money. I need money. I need money. Oh, I have student loans waiting on me.
Yeah. Do you know what? Do you know how glad I am that that's not my reality? That's a lot.
You see, and you see, you want to enter the line. If I now ask you those kind of questions, do you have student loans? No. What are you? Please leave the line. Leave the line. Leave the line. Leave the line. Come here. Next. Let the ones. No.
Oh God.
She used to chase you out to that. Like, you don't have student loans. Every person that has graduated, that's the thing they scream. You're lucky. You're actually blessed. You're blessed. Because student loans literally destroy marriage. Can you imagine entering marriage and you don't tell your partner how much is it? How much your student loan?
Oh God.
You should tell where you're marrying, because I mean, when you marry, it's between the two of you now, right? It's not just my loans anymore, right? If I wake up and you say 100K, I will fight.
God. Oh. The horror stories I've heard about student loans, man.
You have to tell your partner. But
some people are just like, I'm not paying it. I've literally some people are literally just like, I'm going. She will die one day. When I die, will they come and be asking me?
People like that.
That's what some people say.
You know, some people say casually, minutes. They scare me because they actually don't want to pay. They're not going to pay.
Yes, people are just like, why would I be making money and then I'm making money just to be losing it immediately?
But can we talk about how this whole school thing is a scam? I'm sorry. Like,
in what way?
There gotta be more to life than this. The way life, the cycle of life is a scam to me. Big time scam. I wake up, they gave birth to me. I did not, I didn't really choose to be here, but I'm here. Boom, I'm here now, whatever. They put me in school that I did not say.
Somebody was feeling nice one night.
Parents where their body was jumping and they decided to put. I'm here now. They're not putting me in a school that I did not choose to go. You don't even know if I want to go into fashion designing. And anyway, I'll have to get there somehow, whatever.
Wait, pause. Did you do what you actually wanted to do?
Who knows? Did they ask me? Did they ask me?
If they asked you, what would you say? If they asked you then?
I just want to live. Don't let me relax. Don't put me in school. I know it sounds like, honestly, it sounds cliche. I know society runs and I might just be a vagabond and might not have anything going on for myself. But like, I feel like if the world was perfect, like you don't really need the money, you know, like we live in a perfect world where you can choose what you want in life. Don't put me in school yet. Maybe I could have lecture on the side, like so I can read and write. I don't want to be an illiterate. But don't put me.
When you say don't put me in school, you mean like college or like earlier?
Like all those high schools, don't put me yet. Like this is a perfect world. Like I can do what I want here. Obviously it won't happen. I will never have even said it. Don't put me in school. Just maybe I want to do lecture on the side, but I want to go and explore my life. I want to go. What does gift like? outside of the four
in,
corners.
in place of high school.
Because I can't be roaming the street in primary school, obviously. I have to be of age to somewhat to know what I like. That's what I'm saying. College is more so I'm an adult. Well, maybe I'll do college actually. College might be the ideal.
College seems to make more sense to me.
Yeah, actually, yeah. But then I've already done all these years. Now say I'll not go to college and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just looking at the whole thing, like, because I was talking to my boyfriend yesterday, and I was like, he did.
Why did you rush past that sentence? First of all, I've never heard you say that before. So you're now saying you're not rushing past it. Since you have been talking normally, yeah. So no, maybe college. You know, I said, oh yeah, but first of all, yes, I was talking about my boyfriend, and then no.
Did you not catch the word? You caught the word. Let's move on.
Calm down. Say the boyfriend. Habib is the boyfriend, part-time boyfriend. Let's say it's well now. Your boyfriend.
I was talking to my boyfriend yesterday, and I
say the D at the end of the friend now.
I was talking to my boyfriend.
My boyfriend yesterday.
Boyfriend. Maybe it's because since I was in Nigeria, they be shouting I should not have boyfriend, so the word is still illegal.
PTSD, your breaker. To say it out is not. Bro, even to today, my parents will be like, so how is your friend? I'm like, which one? You mean the other, like the multiple ones I have? For no, like your friend now. You can sit down. How is your friend?
How's your friend? Man, parents. Let's not even. That word is a whole conversation on its own. But it's PTSD. Honestly, it might be PTSD. That's why the word itself is not flowing well. But it's okay. I was talking to my boyfriend yesterday, and he studied petroleum engineering back in college. And he was telling me that his brother picked it for him. And I was like, what is that?
Yeah,
what is that?
His brother?
Yeah.
How does his brother?
I guess when he was registering for college, his brother was the one filling out the form. And I was like, what?
And his brother just picked
it. That's what I was looking at. Like, can you explain it's meant? Is that a thing? How old were you? Why is somebody?
And he picks petroleum engineer. What kind of evil? Are you serious?
But actually?
That's wild.
Right now, I mean, he's an engineer now, so it came around. It made sense eventually, and he actually likes it now. But it's like,
luckily for him,
is that a thing? Like, senior brothers, you just pick something. Like, I wish my sister would say she picked medicine for me. Who are you? Would you do it? Are you well? Like, imagine not knowing that you could change it. They now put me inside suffering. God forbid it. No, that one is wickedness. No. Never. You come and do it. That thing is not easy. Come and do it. You want to pick something for me? Pick finance. Go and pick.
See the bastard backing. Bro, and those people will just leave that dog outside like for 4 days. 4 days.
Okay,
they are coming in, driving off, entering the house. And this Ode is just roaming about.
Is that their dog?
Morning and night, like 4 a.m. These dogs just be roaming. They will call the dog will stop, look at them. Continue patrolling the streets. I'm like, you are not okay. You don't have shit.
So that one is evil spirit. No,
that or the people around you are not complete. Because it's not my house, they can't be complaining.
You guys just think that's their dog.
It's their dog.
Okay then.
It's their dog.
And maybe they've seen the evil spirit and they're letting it come and stop.
They should put the dog down.
What kind of dog?
It looks like a what's the name? Oh god, the name escapes me. But it looks the name escapes me. I hate it. That's what that really matters to me.
I don't think I go. They annoy me. Their sound, the way they bark, everything. They just think they're bigger. They remind me of when people talk about short people. They think they're bigger than what they are. I will throw shade at myself for a little bit, but let's.
What to say? Why are you breaking your table?
But Chihuahuas are annoying. They think they are bigger than what they are. Like, shut up. Like, if I smack you, you will be across the fence. Like, just stop. Every day I see my neighbor walking his Chihuahua dog, and I'm just looking. What are you walking?
What are you walking?
One small for a day, I literally have this thing happens over there. Small wind blows, that dog is blowing back and forth like this. And I'm like, is it that if you want to take a walk, stand up from your house and go and walk. What are you walking? What would you say?
What are you walking?
Because the dog does not. You're literally walking this remote.
Walking the leash. You're walking the leash.
That is not a dog.
Oh God.
I'm walking my dog. The dog wants to be facing my dog. I'm like, don't come and face us. So see, his mother can fight.
If I had a dog, I would. I won't do that.
You do what?
I was going to say if I had a dog, I was walking my dog and that bastard was coming to. I would actually be like, oh, oops, I had the leash. Oh my God. Or I have one of those retractable leashes.
Corey, it seems like you want to go to court for a dog, right?
I'll release it small so that but that dog.
That sounds like maybe it was a stray dog and it just because it sounds like he has some.
I don't think so because Joshua was like they've had that dog for like he remembers when that dog was like a baby.
Wow. Yeah, I don't like dogs like that.
See him backing. That thing sound the back. It sounded like he's like on the next streets.
No, there's some backs that I'm like, okay, can you rest? No, dogs backing is annoying. It's probably the most annoying part of having a dog. It's like, can you rest?
He said, you just like me saying human beings talking. That's just shut up.
But can you rest? But can you like what's out there? Sometimes I even open the doors. What is it that you're saying? Rest.
I hear some people say that dogs have supernatural intuitions.
No,
they can see maybe there's a ghost in the house and they're just backing at thin air. Maybe they're backing at some form of energy.
Hold on. Yes? Gideon, I'm online right now.
Gideon.
Can you come back? Hold
on. He's calling you to go to the gym, Abby.
No, you want to say hi to Instagram Live?
What's up, bro?
Why? You see if I flexing your muscle, it's like no, I don't see it. It's only mine I have video. Anyways.
First of all, shout out anybody in the comments. Precious.
I wish I could read it.
I'm enjoying reading the comments.
I can't Gideon. Close the lock. I can't read the comments. I don't know. Is there a way for me to see it? I guess since
pull up your laptop or your iPad or whatever. Yes. I guess that's the only way.
That's too much work. But yeah, I guess I was not going to even ask like, so was that a thing that they do in Nigeria where they choose their majors for them? But I realized that maybe it was just his brother that did it because I'm like.
I mean, it could be more. It's usually the parents that choose. No, like in situations where it isn't the student that chooses. Usually the parents that chooses for them, or yes, usually the parents. But for the most part, I think the students choose. Maybe their parents can coerce them to a certain direction. But...
So, from my understanding, you correct me if I'm wrong. Do you declare your major when you're starting university in Nigeria?
Yes.
That's nonsense.
It is nonsense.
Go through the whole thing.
You can change it. You can't change it, yeah. But you declare a major when you're starting. But you can change it maybe like a year or I mean you can actually change it like a year or two down the line, but typically you declare a major at the beginning.
Yeah, that's not. I can't imagine people that just.
I mean, they literally have slots for majors. Like they have, like when the admission list comes out, they have like the majors listed and the people under that major.
What is the scope of the majors they have? Is there a lot to choose from, or is it just like?
I mean, just regular majors that the college may offer.
That's nonsense. What does a freshman, except you are literally in the medical field and you've been that person that you wake up and sleep, you know you want to be a doctor. You wake up, except specific majors. How can a freshman, I guess, I'm glad you can switch, but you just go in. You don't know yourself yet. You don't know. You know how many things. Anyway, me, I started bio too. I was bio major when I entered. I thought I was gonna be.
That's crazy.
Why? Why is it crazy? Can
Oh no!
you back up that statement?
It's not fitting. You know how they say that maybe you don't look like a gift. That's how you don't look like a bio major.
I thought I was gonna go in. I was gonna be a doctor. Typical stuff. Typical African.
I'm just imagining me going to this and then gift walks in.
I think I would make a cute doctor.
That's the problem already. But yeah, so you think I'll make it the criteria, the prerequisite for being a doctor is not to be looking cute. It's to save lives, not becoming infinitely cute. Doctor, I'm dying, help me.
No, it's a plus when your doctor is cute. But
how?
I don't know why I did that. I really don't. When I entered those labs and they said everything was just jamming each other, chemical jamming, time is up and everything is still not ready. I said, oh, hell no, mom. I am going to journalism. Good luck.
My God. Man, that's switch from bio to journalism. That's
complete. Every time I tell people, they're looking at me, I'm like, is it your own? Is it your business? Yes. Yes, an African child did the 360. My parents are not complaining. They are happy. Leave me alone. Like people at my church, when I tell them, they're looking at me like, yes, say what you have in your mind. 360. I'm not
your parents tried it.
My parents didn't.
Just allowed you.
My dad did journalism in Nigeria, so he really didn't care. And I wasn't trying to be TV. I wasn't trying to be. I was trying to do PR, public relations. I wasn't trying to be on TV or anything like that. My parents didn't. They supported after a while. I mean, my mom was still dropping hints like, "So you're sure, like, you don't want to, there's money here. Money here." I'm like, leave it alone. There's money, I know. There's money in other places too. It's okay. Just leave it alone. In fact,
I just want to be happy, bro.
As long as you're happy, see, people are real life miserable in their professions. You have all the money and you hate it.
There's money everywhere.
There's money everywhere if you work hard. Honestly, I don't think it makes the way I think now as a child. I definitely know how I want to be as a parent. I don't know. I have to be more understanding, very much more understanding. Because
you won't shout at your kids, are you?
We don't shout here. Please.
Will you ever hit your kids?
Yes, I will. Yes, I believe in. When necessary. Because
when do you think is necessary?
I don't think I'll do it out of anger. I think I'll do it out of the fact that you need to know that. First of all, if my kid is talking back at me, like they're actually looking me in the face, and they're just from where to where? That's when that one deserves, because you need to
look at that example. Do you think in that situation you then resorting to being physical? Do you think that is more on your part of losing it and not being able to contain the situation?
Maybe a little bit like who does this one think he's talking to? Maybe a little bit from where to where?
From where to where? Where did they born?
Who is this one? Maybe a little bit of that, but also because I just believe as children, naturally you want to test your parents. You want to see how far you can go with them. One. Sure. And stubbornness is in the other. Like where it's natural for a kid to want to be bad if you don't check. It's there. It's in our hearts. It's there. If your parents do not check some things, whether they beat you or they talk at you, whatever their way of scolding, it's just natural. You cannot just let kids be waking up and sleeping and I'm not going to be beating them to where they are bleeding. Or some parents take it too far where they are beating their child on the head. Not necessarily. Like that's just
so how would you beat your children?
You just want to embarrass me and make
no. What's talking about this together? Because even as I'm asking, I'm also thinking about it as well.
Normal beating.
What is normal beating? We use a cane, we use your hand, we use an instrument, we use.
I think I might.
Where would you use it?
I see myself as I don't see myself as that person that will just be grabbing anything they see. I just be throwing it. But then again, you never know. You never know until you're there. But I would definitely have a cane in the house. I think it's valid.
In this America, where will you find candidates?
We will order it online. We'll have a cane. So we will find a cane. I don't see myself. I don't know. I don't see myself naturally using a belt. I don't know why. But a cane, we will have a cane sitting in our room. Me and my husband, we might have it behind our bed there. No, because I believe it. I think beating kids is necessary. Scold it. Spare the rod and spoil the child. I think it's necessary in certain situations.
At what age do you think it's inappropriate to still be beating your kids?
I'm sorry, when your kid is in college, why are you still beating your kid?
What's your reason for not beating them anymore?
Because I believe they should have. I will hope. Now there are some kids that are special, but I will hope they have come of age to where I can have more conversation. And there's certain things should not be done anymore. Like, and then it's just giving them respect as an adult too. Like that, I feel like that there should be somewhat not expect that they're older than you, but like respect as you're coming of age. There should be a different way I should align my discipline. Like when I'm disciplining you as a child, I should give you that somewhat of respect. Your younger ones cannot be seeing me beating their 28-year-old brother or 26-year-old brother. You're not
28-year-old brother that can beat you.
That was Corey, no, that one, God forbid it.
28-year-old brother that can beat you. Which 28-year-old does be beating? Ordinary him blocking himself, you can break your hand.
And that fear too will be there. I will never tell anyone, but it will be there but I think it's just giving that person respect to, like, I don't think it's okay. Like, why are you beating somebody that is in college? It's not necessary anymore. I even think is there even an age limit as a child to where you shouldn't be beating can you be beating a 3-year-old child should you be doing that?
No, that's another question. When do you start beating? If you want to beat a kid, when do you start beating?
I don't think you should be beating a toddler. Maybe spanking, but
why don't you think you should be beating a toddler?
With cane, Corey, that's just wickedness. This person's body does not carry that much weight. Like, for what? For what reason? Like, where is that? What is the... You have to understand, why are you beating the person? You're not beating them. No, that just seems like wickedness to me from a parent to a baby. No. I don't agree with that. I think past the age of, once they're going into 6, 7, then sure. Because that's where they're even bad. Anyway, toddlers are bad too. See, there's no winning. Just do what you want. See, flag slap them, beat them. Kids are bad. They will be bad. But I don't believe in yelling. There's no reason. I cannot be...
So you don't believe in yelling, but you believe in beating?
Yes.
Why?
Cody, I'm going to talk. I'm going to communicate. I know you...
Is beating communicating effectively?
When necessary, yes.
But yelling isn't necessary.
I feel like yelling does something to a child.
Oh, but
yes.
Beating doesn't.
Beating is beating. Spare the rod and spoil the child. Spare the rod. The Bible literally said...
You want to go into that?
Yes. The Bible said the rod. Your rod shouldn't be, but some people's rod are the things they used to pound yam. I don't know why you be doing that. Some people's rod are the cane that they cut from the tree outside. That's just the ones that they poke their children. That one is wickedness. Some people's rod are the regular cane. Some people are belt rod. Spare the rod. Now, my own thing, let me tell you why I wouldn't yell. I'm not saying my voice might not... I'll be saying, stop, now stop. Like, what the heck? I'm not going to be doing that. But I think yelling does something to a child. I think, because why are you yelling? Like, honestly, first of all, have conversations. Conversations go a long way. Explain to me why I did what I did. Now, there are different kinds of children. You can't parent a child the same way. You cannot be yelling. There are certain children that you have to set them to the side and say, you me and my husband will face you because you're a different kind of sibling. We see you. Okay, you are here. God gave it to us. We appreciate you, but you're different. Stand here. Let us deal with the ones that are somewhat okay, that can take normal thing. And then you know how to
You
cheat
say
that one.
that to your child.
I won't say that, but me and my husband will know that. Oh, we got a hard one on our hand. Like, oh, this one is. You think your parents didn't know that? We might not ask them, but our parents knew which one of us was. We need to hold them a little tighter because.
Oh, I knew, and it was me. It was me.
Well, that's good that you knew.
I was aware.
Did they ever drop hints, or you just knew you were that bad?
They would drop hints. I mean, if you're, they I feel like my parents struck a balance in the sense where they didn't foster an environment of comparison where it's like, oh yeah, the bad one is that's a good one, but they like to make to praise good examples. So they'll probably be like, why you do? I mean, well, your sister isn't doing this, but so why are you doing this? And even in that, they'll make it clear that we're not comparing you to, but if something is good, something is good. If something is bad, something is bad. So that was really the approach my parents took.
Yeah, I actually like that approach. I mean, and it result is that not communicating, Korede?
It's not beating.
Korede,
okay, hey, let me ask this question. If a child grows up in a house where their parents shout all the time, or their parents beat them all the time, which do you think will have a worse effect on the child?
I think shouting.
You think shouting?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I think shouting. That shouting can mean like what I don't even know. Okay, let me make examples. I think growing up, like my dad never yelled. Never yelled, even up to now, he doesn't yell. The one time I heard my dad yell, it carried weights because
Did your mom yell?
my mom would yell, yes. Growing up, she was the one, I guess, strict parents. Crazy enough now, my mom has flipped. Everyone flipped. My mom is not the chill. I don't know what to say to that. Anyways, I guess as your kids get older, you don't care anymore. But and I remember one day whether she addressed it to Yana in America or not, I literally told her whether it's age or I just personally don't want to be yelled at. I literally told I think she was scolding me about something, and I literally was just looking. And she was looking and she was yelling, and I was like, but why are you yelling? Like, I want to understand why. Like,
you said that to her?
Yes, I explained it in a way that
yeah, look you. Some mothers will just slap you.
When I explained it to her, and I remember I explained it to her, like I would like us to have more conversations that are more like talking to me, like explaining things to me as to why you don't think I should do this, or like not just go directly to, I'm not a goat. That's what, to me, I feel like it does something to me. Like,
I mean, technically, people don't yell at goats. They actually use the word at goats.
Well, but I just don't think that's effect. Like, why? First of all, it's stressful to you. Like, you've had a long. Why are you coming to yell? And a lot of times, the children don't even know, why are you telling me not to do this thing? You're just saying, don't do it. Stop it. Can you come? Like, everything is just so.
Does beating rectify that? Does beating accommodate for that downfall of the other?
I don't. Now, wait. The way I will parent, I'm not going to be beating all the time. I don't think it's every time I should pull out the cane. But I will beat. I would have more conversations. I would have, but it's not my conversations will also be in a stern way. It's not going to be like, stop it, make sure you don't talk to that boy again. He's bad. Like, I'm not going to be doing that. Like, it will be stern and it will be firm. Now, I don't know what kind of parent my husband will be. Obviously, it might not be the same kind of parent. I mean, we'll have the same kind of parenting. We'll be on the same line, but it might be a different parenting style. It might be like he actually likes to raise his voice a lot more than me. That's something we'll address when we get there. And I don't think I will try to change it because there probably has to be a balance to an extent. But I personally think I feel like if I growing up, I feel like a lot more things should have been explained more. And I would have probably never done those things again. When I look back, I never understood as to why I was told not to do some things. I was just told, yelled at to not do it. I didn't get it because you never explained it.
But I mean, okay. But logically speaking, I would say, okay, maybe the way they're shouting at you when you're younger, maybe they're not shouting well. But logically speaking, I'm saying to myself, if I get to a point where I'm having to yell at somebody, it's because I have adequately explained why things shouldn't be this way. And now you have pushed me to a point where I feel the need to raise my voice because I feel like that would properly get my points across more.
Okay, then that's understandable. I get that. Like
Because
I said,
okay.
yeah, that makes sense. I get that. Now I'm talking about the ones that literally straight to yelling. Like there are some households you enter and like the parents just everybody just yelling like, bruh, can you come? Now you're wondering why your kid is just I don't know. It just sounds stressful.
I mean, okay. But,
it's like very chaotic. I don't want to raise a kid. I think that's my thing. I don't want to raise a household that is chaotic. Like everybody's just. Have you seen Corey? Have you seen some kids? The way well behaved, the way their parents talk to them, like just like they just understand. They sit there. Okay, David, do you understand why mom told you not to do that? Explain that back to me. What did you hear me say? That's what I want to hear. Now, if I'm not going to be smiling with him, like he will know when I'm upset, but I'm not going to be screaming at him. That's me.
But isn't that okay? Two things. Isn't that subjective to the kid first of all, and two, you don't know what has brought them up to that point. You're just seeing that one occurrence. You don't know whether they had been shouting before and whatever tactics they employed previously has not brought them to the point where they can adequately converse with their child and the child can adequately converse back.
I don't know. I don't really think it's necessarily has to do with kids, according to me. I feel like because like for me, if I was to change anything about my parents' parenting style, I'll remove only the yelling. I will never remove them beating me. I think I needed it, and I'm thankful that they beat me. I will never remove them scolding me. Yelling does not. Having conversation is still scolding because you're not smiling with them. You're still scolding. I think that's the thing. When I say don't yell, I don't mean don't scold your kids. Scold them because some kids are bad and they need to be scolded. But I don't believe in screaming at a child. I think you are screaming from your own frustrations and you need to check why that's happening. If you need to go and pray about the child, God, why is this child so bad? Go and pray. But don't come and scream because a lot of times there are a lot of things going on in the child. Find out why the child is acting up. A lot of times we're screaming at the children. We're not talking to them. Kids are literally going through things. Like when I taught youth group at my church, and the things young girls, conversations they're having, Corey, I literally open my mouth like, wow, I know their parents don't know. Things they are dealing with. That's something I don't ever want to miss. My kid is in their room going through things they should not be carrying at 12 years old. And I don't have any clue because I'm so caught up in why can't you tell your parents? She will yell at me. That is literally most of the answers people give them. Why? She will yell at me. She will yell at me. My mom, she will yell at me. That thing is damaging.
But I could say that for this instance, I could literally say a child could be like, no, my mom will beat me up.
No, it's never really beating.
Gifts.
It's more so the instant reaction. Corey, you come to a mother that yells a lot, you come to tell her, and shout out to our parents, because I don't want to sit here and bash parents, because being a parent is also not easy. Shout out to our parents, honestly. I still have to give them credit for, because when you babysit kids and you see how bad kids are, you learn to be grateful for what they did. Shout out to them. But knowing what I know now, I feel like people should have more conversation and get an understanding of each child and why a child is acting out. No child is acting out just to act out. Some people are, well, some of them are a little bit, but understand your child. Why are you acting this? Even sit down. We've been beating you. Okay, let's sit down. What's going on? What's going on? Why are you acting like this? We love you. And that's another thing. We don't hear the word we love you as tell your children we love you. It carries weight. It carries a lot. As African parents, it is not a taboo. It's not a taboo. Say it more. It's not awkward. The kids will actually, it's not awkward because you don't know that sentence, how much you send your kid off to college. You don't know what that sentence could really save them from. That's my thing. And I could go deeper into it, but literally, I'm just going to leave it at that. That sentence, I love you. You don't know. You send your kids off into the world. You can't overprotect them. That sentence and the things you're telling them, and them being comfortable enough to talk to you, them not feeling like it's just, oh, mom and dad are just gonna yell, they're just gonna yell, they're now gonna ask me. It comes full circle, man. This thing is not science. A lot of people are missing out information on kids because either frustrations from work, which I understand because after you've had a long 9 to 5, you now come and be. It's a lot, but you have to check your anger as a parent. You can't project your anger. It's not easy, but me, I don't think I'll be yelling on. And I hold that one. Nah, if you catch me yelling, if you ever come to my house, I'll hide my face. But we'll have a conversation. Give what happened now. Then I'll tell you where is this one. This one might just this one here. We are praying for him. That's why you call it. But I think I'll be intentional about having more conversation, in my opinion. Because now if my husband is I don't even want to marry someone that is just screaming everywhere. Like, why are you screaming? like screaming? No. I don't even want to say that if my husband is a yeller because that one too is not good. That one too. So you'll not be yelling at me too. Me too. If I not do something, you'll not be screaming at me. No. That one will have it. But if my husband is on a different kind of like.
What if your husband says, okay, you know what? Nah, I don't want to. Says, I don't want to scream at you. I want to beat you.
Beat me. Wait, please, did you understand the question you asked right now?
Yeah, I did. What if he says that? I mean, maybe he says that I'm not a yeller, but why am I telling my wife to? Why am I trying to make my wife see something? I'm trying to make my wife understand something that she keeps doing something that I've otherwise said I don't want, and I then resort to just landing night slap.
Corey, all I can do is laugh at what you just said. First of all, I would never get that far with someone to marry them that I would not have seen that nonsense. As per you would beat me. Wait. No. That wouldn't even be my husband. We won't get that far at all. Because I will see it. I will see your anger issue. I will know.
How is that different from you beating your kids?
Because they are our kids. I'm
his wife.
I'm his wife. I'm his equal. These are our kids. Our kids are, we can say our kids are really not equal when it comes to parent-child relationship. I'm your equal. I'm your wife. Where would you be? Honestly, I'm just thinking about it.
I mean, he's beating you because he feels like
no,
you're not getting something. He's trying to put his points across. I mean, typically the same reasons you just give for beating your kids. You're like,
I'm even marry someone that will carry King and be beating me as well because I'm his child or he's raising me. You're not raising me. We're raising our kids. You're not raising me. Like,
so beating is part of raising.
Yes.
I mean, technically, okay. Let's look at what raising. Okay, what is raising? How do you define raising?
You are molding them into whatever you desire for them. Whatever.
Okay.
You are molding them into something you want. There's an outcome you have in your mind, obviously. And everybody's outcome is different. You want your kid to turn out a certain way. It's different for everybody. Good, whatever is quote unquote good to you might never be good to someone else. You're just molding them into this outcome that you hope they get to. And whenever you see them stray away from that, you want to move them back into the alignment. That's what I see.
Beautiful. So in that relationship, there's a certain power dynamic where even though it's more constant, there is the teacher and there's the person that is teaching.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Do you feel like those style occurrences never happens in marriage where there's a certain point where you could learn from your husband or your husband could learn from you?
Yes, it's a different.
Okay,
It's a
okay,
different.
okay. I mean, even though it's not really. I mean, with the
I
parents and
beat
the child,
you. Wait, can I ask you? Would your can I beat? Can your wife beat you too? Let's
wives
go.
beat husbands now.
Are you okay? Like, if your wife say, "Corday, I want to correct you and beat you," like,
No, that's not okay.
okay, okay,
Yeah, but yeah, that's not okay. But then,
okay.
then that was entirely with my thought of I don't know if I want to beat my kids.
Let me ask you that. Would you beat your kids?
I don't want to.
You don't want to at all. Why?
Honestly, okay, because first of all, personally, I've seen a lot of living examples of what beating can do to a child. There was something
Mm,
you said, but when I asked you a reason why you would not want to beat your kid when they're in college, and you said that because you feel like at that certain point they should be able to have constructive conversations, they should be able to comprehend things better. And I'm saying to myself, that trait is not something that someone grows into. That trait is something that someone learns. So if all their life they are being beaten and they're not given the opportunity to grow into the space of being able to comprehend and being able to, no matter how escalated things may be, being able to get to a point where okay, you can have a conversation, then why would I expect that to just suddenly happen when they're in college? And then two, I'm saying to myself, your kid, I mean, the same way a kid can see his father beating his mother because his mother pissed him off or his father or his mother did something he doesn't like, and a kid can learn that that is a way to handle a situation when things don't go your way and when people aren't doing what you want them to do. In the same way, I can see how me beating my kid, especially if they have younger ones, I can see how they can be grown up and they think it's okay to then beat their younger ones. They think it's okay to go to school and beat their juniors. They think
mm.
it's okay to go to school and when they are faced with conflict, their first instinct is to be physical. And like I said, I've been privileged to actually know examples of people that were beaten constantly when they were younger, and I can see how it affected them growing
Okay.
up.
So, would you then?
Plus, I don't think it's fair, and I saw this. It's funny because I even saw this quote um, yesterday, and I was like, wow, it's actually something I've thought about constantly. I don't think it's fair to beat somebody that is learning life.
Mm, mm, okay.
Because okay, for example, imagine if I'm a boss and I hire you and you're learning on the job and you're not picking things up and I'm beating you. It's like that's not fair.
Okay. So
It's not
I, I
I don't
see.
know.
No, that's actually a very fair point to make. So where does spare the rod and spoil the child come into play? Can we then say like the rod is can be used yelling at your kid? That's a rod. Like is a rod really the physical like broom that people use or like stick or like is that what God intended?
For me, I don't think it's
Or I guess
physical.
you honestly would be can you successfully when the Bible says that, there's a reason the Bible said that. Raise a child and not literally no beating at all from either parent. Successfully.
Yes, I think so.
So when that scripture
Okay, okay. I'll explain how I see that scripture. But even me looking at myself personally, when I was growing up, I can probably count on one hand the number of times my parents actually beat me. My father never did. It was not my mother. But even that, I can actually count the number of times on one hand, and I can probably only vividly remember one occurrence. And even though I can say that it because it wasn't a constant thing, it didn't really
Mhm.
affect me. But I can also vividly remember a time when me and my sister were fighting for the remote to watch TV, and I resorted to slapping her. You get what
Okay.
I'm saying?
You deserve beating. I'm sorry.
Okay.
No,
So and if me then because I can vividly remember I was fighting for this remote and I felt like I can remember my thought process. I can remember me saying to myself, first of all, Visala is younger than me. Why should be fighting with me for remote? I'm saying that to give me the remote, she's not giving me, and I slapped her. You get what I'm saying? And that happened once ever. That was the time ever it hit her. And I'm saying to myself, if I could think that way, and my parents didn't even really beat me, then imagine for somebody that is constantly being beaten. And for me, that scripture, the way I see it is, um, I like to backtrack to. I feel like even beating, yelling, shouting, grabbing, choking, whatever you decide to do to implement discipline in your child, I feel like all those are just expressions of a certain agenda.
Mm-hmm.
So when I hear spare the rod and spare the child, I'm not saying the rod as per Cain. I'm saying if you don't discipline your child, you will spoil your child. The same way, okay, I'll give you to properly understand. I'll give you the scripture. But when the Bible says, "They that worship God worship Him in spirit and in truth," yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the Bible says that they that truly worship God worship Him in spirit and in truth. I know better than to restrict that passage to me singing worship songs. Because I know when he says they that worship me, he's not saying they that sing worship songs to me. Me singing worship songs is an expression of worship and
Mm-hmm.
expressing a certain intent, which is a heartfelt intent to worship him. So I'm reading that scripture. I'm not restricting it to me singing worship. So I'm taking it back to the foundation of me worshiping him um, with my being, and it could be expressed in me singing, me living my day-to-day life, me talking to people, me existing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
me existing and me worshiping God with my life. I'm worshiping Him in spirit and in truth. So then, if I take it back to that scripture, spare the rod and spoil the child. I'm not saying if you don't beat your child, you spoil him. I'm saying if you don't discipline your child, you would spoil your child. And I feel like they're just the same way. Yeah, I feel like they're just healthy ways to discipline and just more. Plus, I just feel like beating is at a certain point is a lack of patience.
It could be. So do you think it's so for you, you're saying all you're gravitating towards is probably yelling at them.
First of all, I don't like noise. I'm not a yeller.
Okay, so
When
how
I yell, it sounds weird.
paint a paint a picture for me. Your kid does something. You're not beating them. What's your reaction to scold them? How are you scolding the kid?
Okay, so you see, being around Ore's brother teaches
People,
me
people
a
keep doing
lot.
this.
No, it teaches me a lot of. It honestly teaches me a lot about myself. Yeah, and I've never been in a situation where I'm literally watching. I'm close enough to somebody where I'm literally watching them grow, and I have
Mm,
a certain amount of influence on their life, where in a certain sense dictating. I have a certain part to dictate what they do. I have a certain part to dictate how they should approach things, especially when that energy is reciprocated, where he sees me in a light where I'm granted that power to do that. You get,
mm-hmm.
and when it comes to him, I remember one scenario where, I mean, first of all, he's a child. There's certain scenarios where I've scolded him, or you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember one scenario when he was being disrespectful to Ore. I got him to, and he started shouting, and I started to get irritated and angry, and then I picked him up. Like I picked him, I dragged him into the room. I picked him up, dragged him into the room, and I sat him on the bed. And I was like, and in that moment, I was like, it didn't even occur to me to he hitting him wasn't even, it didn't even make sense. It
Mm-hmm.
didn't occur to me because I'm saying I am trying to quell an attitude of violence that he was displaying. Me meeting that with violence doesn't make sense. And um, I literally I didn't yell, but a certain I spoke with a certain weight, if that makes sense. I spoke with a certain weight. Like there was a way I could, and even in that, even in me speaking, he was in his voice. You try to you try to be like no. I remember he would try to like stand up and go, and I constantly had to grab him and sit him back down constantly. And I could see how somebody after maybe the third time somebody can just resort to, out of anger and impatience, just resort to slap him or hit him. You get what I'm saying? But I constantly had to sit him down. You get what I'm saying? And he just got to the point where he eventually calmed down, and I told him off. I was like, "Are you mad?" I was like, "Hey, are you?" I was like, "Oh, wait, first of all, are you mad?"
Wow. Okay.
But me having to constantly control him, it taught me a lot, and I could see how I was able to approach that because of how I was raised. Because even as I was growing up in church, for example, I served in children's church. I taught from toddlers to babies to teenagers. I handled children, and even in that, I could see how, for some reason, I was able to kind of recognize how different children should be handled, if that makes sense, without hitting them or without even being violent towards them. And I
Okay.
could only trace that back to how I was raised.
So the fact that you brought that up now, let's say you have 4 kids in a household and you studied all your children. You're like, okay, it's not fair to be beating this one. This one seems like common conversation works for her. This one is just pure rude, just bad. Is it fair to raise 4 kids after studying them? I know what works for each one differently, coding wise, and what effect does that have on them in the long run? Because you want to say like one could say like study your child and try to understand what works for them and then just apply it that way. But does that have an effect in the long run? Seeing how why are they beating one and they're not beating the other one? But it's effective. It works for each one. You're getting the results you want. One person, you just tell them, don't do that again. Like, don't do that. And they're like, okay, cool. They're well behaved. The other one, you have to beat them. The other one, you have to slap them. The other one, you have to, I don't know, just do something. Does that have an effect on how they come out? Whether
I think it does. I feel like the effect is even more than just how them as individuals tend to see life in the future. Because for me, honestly, I'm just lucky with how I was raised, because when I could see my parents literally strike a balance in certain things, like I look back and I see how they tried to make it a point where they could see how me and my sister were different, and how they probably didn't even need to talk too much to my sister. They needed to talk to me. You get what I'm saying? But there was a standard, there was a general standard in the house. And I feel like those general standards are taught with values.
Okay.
And I feel like violence is a value. If you hit one child and you don't hit this other child, I feel like that even makes it harder to strike the balance of we're handling you differently, but we don't see you differently. Because one thing for me to see a child as it's one thing for me to see that I need to handle the child differently. The other thing for me to inherently see them differently. I'm seeing that I could look at, I could have 4 children. Okay? I could have 2 children. I could say, this one, he looks very stubborn. For me to pay more attention to him. There's another thing if I'm saying to myself that this one is inherently the bad one. This one is a bad child. He needs to be treated like an animal. While this one, he just needs to be treated with a softer hand. So I can imagine if I'm beating one and I'm not beating one, that's just pushing the rhetoric of this. And how will the child even see me? How will the child even see their sibling? Like how did they even how will I say to my children, I love you guys, and that child can say to himself, yeah, you truly love us. It's not like you're just saying it to me, but yeah, you actually love
So,
the other one more.
or how I I understand what you're saying, but like if you now want to say there's just one easygoing child in the house that does not do much, but they obviously every now and then they slip up and you have to correct them. How can you balance it on like just on a flat scale, balance discipline everybody when there's literally one that requires a lot more than you just talking to them? How do you make sure that there is not that thing of, oh, mom beats me? Shouldn't that just be for that? Shouldn't they just understand that it's because, oh, Gift doesn't really act out like me? It makes sense why they don't beat her.
That's you saying it from as an adult now. Children don't see it that way.
Okay, but how would you balance that? Because it can never be balanced then, because one of them does not act like that to warrant me beating them.
Oh, it can be balanced. I feel like um
Would it just be a thing that if you guys, they just know in the house that whoever is acting out, somebody said K said treated like an animal. What does that mean? Dorian.
or when I said one is just like the child has been beaten, he's just feeling like he's being treated like an animal, and then the other one is
Oh, okay. I haven't seen him in a while. Oh my god. Hey. Anyways, Dorian that will never come on. Honestly, I just want to see what he looks like one day. Like
one day.
the picture,
Well,
I
that's
think I see it, but I need to see his face.
Don't worry, whatever you see, I'm not ready. Trust me.
There was one live he was just, I think he was trying to say some things that was going on in his life. And I just felt
I
like
remember.
he needed to have his spotlight that day to come on. Just come on. Well, listen, Nore, like you want to tell us, I think it was something sexual. And he just was just going on. And I was like, Corey, they bring this guy. No, come and take the spotlight. Let's know what's going on in your life because
I have to pray about that decision.
wait,
because they could do that. What?
do you know him like that?
Yeah, we were in the same class in secondary school.
Wow. Okay. You need to bring. I feel like I need to see what he. Ever since that day, I've been very interested to know who's behind that picture, because some of the things that was being said was very interesting. I was like, guy, you want to share? Come on. Like, I'm actually want to know now. I'm nosy. So I don't know what goes on in people's private business, but hey, if you put it out there, I'll put my popcorn and I'll sit down and watch. Anyways, what was I saying? Okay, I was saying, is it a general thing where you just know in our house, mommy and daddy, if you do something bad, they will scold you? Now, you might not do something bad, you might never get scolded, but you just know. Is that the way to set the standard for everybody? You just expected, like mom and dad beat, like if you do something bad, they will beat you. But if you don't do anything bad, they won't beat you.
I would feel more comfortable if my child responds to doing something bad wouldn't be I don't want the mom will beat me. I would feel better if instead of them saying that, they say I don't want to do this because it's not right.
Okay.
That's how I feel. I feel like that's healthier. I would rather because okay, think about us and God for instance. I don't want to say I don't want to sin because if I sin, God will kill me. I'd rather say I don't want to sin because if I sin, I can see how this is detrimental to me. That's a more healthy way to look at it. I think that I just don't think beating does that, especially because I would hate to foster an environment in my home where even among my children, they're able to say, "Oh, this is the one that is being beaten more." Or this is the one that is more stubborn. Or this is
you're always on don't play. You always have that one sibling that you're like, we're even making fun of each other. Me and my siblings the other day that because Gideon was very bad growing up. Like, man, you were bad though. Thank God for your life, man. You just know, like you were the bad one. Like not bad one, but you were we thank God you came out different because we saw some of the things she did and we just thank God. I feel like every sibling knows. You just know the easygoing one. You know when everybody's like, oh yeah, she didn't do anything. I don't even know where I fell. I had a mouth on me, but I don't think I had mouths. That's all I had. I just
you still have mouth. What are you talking about?
I compared to some of my anyway. Let me not throw under the bus. I have a particular sister that she had mouth.
You know that list is not long. You have two sisters, so you can easily just eliminate. If you look at two of them and we look at their personalities, you can be like, okay,
my
this one
mom,
doesn't really talk a lot. This one
my
is
mom,
maybe.
my sister. When they start, you just have to.
I can already deduce what you're talking about.
You just carry, just sit down. You just looking at me. Eh? Wow, your mother. Wow. Okay, I guess I can say the same thing. I'm just following after my big sister. Nice. But anyway, thank God for growth. But yeah, and then I mean, I had another sister. Like I said, I won't say which ones, but she was just easygoing. She didn't really care. Like
You don't need to say.
it just, it just,
We already know. What is I
it just.
already know.
You just know who was the one that proved difficult. I mean, we're even asking my mom. She never even said. We're telling her who gave you more, who stressed your life more. Tell us. She said she would never answer that question, which is fair. I
What
guess
does it show to answer? People are
she
grown now.
said,
It's not like people look at it in
she
a
said it
certain way.
doesn't matter now. She's the one that went.
She said God has answered my prayers now. Don't worry. Let's not go back to
Doesn't
dark times.
it doesn't matter now. But I know that my brother gave my mom. My brother liked everything to be explained to him. Gideon, don't do this. Why? 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 If it makes sense for us to jump on the roof, it makes sense. Why? Everything to the down to the last T. So that one already caused conflict. But now he just is going. He doesn't even stress him anymore. Thank God for good share. It's used to me. I just had mouths. I just had mouths. Because I don't like. I did have people yelling at me. What's wrong? Don't yell at me. Are you yelling? I don't like to be yelled at. Because I'm not a goat. I'm not a goat. Let's talk. I will sit down with you, we'll talk. I won't be disrespectful. I don't think you're wicked at me. You're my parents. But why?
Do you think you could have done that when you were younger? Sat
Do
down
you,
and talked.
I would have loved that.
Do you think you could have done that? I mean, obviously you'd have loved that. You are supposed to then be shot, then shouting at you. But do you think, okay, imagine Gideon, for example. Do you think your parents would be like, Gideon, you can't, I mean, he's just there saying, I mean, but why? And you're like, wait, but you can't do this because of, so it's like, but why?
But if you explain why, then he won't do it next time. And that one has been now you might have to explain more things in the future. What I don't okay, what do you have against conversations, Corey? What do you have
I
against
don't
talk?
have me. I'm
I
a
don't
talker.
do you,
I like to have
do you do you
conversations.
think that's effective?
Yes.
Or do you think that only that is effective? Take out beating. Not like I'm not saying you're smiling with them. Yes, remaining firm and stern, but you're having a conversation. Do you think that's effective?
I think it's effective, but I wouldn't look at it as it's like as a standalone tactic. I mean, there are other things that are being employed to push a certain point they're trying to make. Plus, I'm not expecting to sit down with a 5-year-old kid and I'm like trying to have this conversation. I'm not expecting them to really sit down and really see what I'm saying and have this outlook on life that has changed. And they're like, oh, I see, interesting. So I'm probably so there are other things, there are other more healthy things too. For me, I like to I would rather um, attack your resources. Not attack. I would rather attack, but I would rather attack your the things you hold dear. Because I feel like that's more synonymous with life. Because I'm like a consequence to bad behavior, a consequence to a certain lapse you have in life would reflect in the things you hold dear. If you commit a crime, what you hold dear is time abuse will be taken from you, privacy will be taken from you, your solitude will be taken from you, your life will be taken from you.
Oh,
So so if you're a bad worker at work, your job will be taken, you have money will be taken from you. So I'm more inclined to do that, especially for children that are growing up. I'm like, oh, you like that game well, Abby? Wonderful.
That's a fair point. Actually, that's a good one to use. I mean, it hits because let them take what you love. That one will humble you. It actually hits. I guess that's what I mean. That's what a lot of people here do. You're grounded. Is that even effective? What is you're grounded? You're grounded. You're grounded.
They are grounding them to their room
I
that has
don't care.
internet, computer,
Let me set up.
iPad,
Let if
game.
ground me. Ground me. Yes, I'm
Ground me. Ground me.
ground me. If I take my
Day and
phone,
age.
iPad. Take iPad. Okay. I have an iPod. They don't care. The kids here, they're very see, guard me. My room is I've created a very beautiful space for myself. So send me in there. I don't even want to be with people in the first place. Just I'll be locked in for a week. Let me stay. I don't even want to. I don't want to. I don't want to be with people in the first place. So let me stay in my room anyway. I think my
It's back in the day that I used to work when people used to value. I mean, any entertainment you had to go to their friends.
and
You had
it's
to do all
when
those
you
things.
for it yourself. Before parents can say bring that phone, bring the phone. When you not pay, what do you want? Bring one. What? From where to where? I feel bad for friends. If you don't buy the phone, how do you want to save it? You don't buy the game system. Guy has been saving. Christmas will now say you now bought it yourself. What do you want to collect? You can't pay. I bought it. Everything I own is me. You've lost.
Would you want to okay? Let's say your children are growing up. Would you dictate? Okay, let's say they're saving and they're like, "Oh, I want my money to buy this." Would you have any influence in what they want to buy with their money?
At a certain age,
Mm.
mm, yeah, yeah, it has to make sense. You're not going to go and be buying game systems in your room that you have one, just have 10. No, you not lock yourself in there for hours.
Or
No,
you be the mother that will say, "Bring, come, give me that money, let me keep it for you."
no, but I'll keep it now. I'll keep it. I don't feel like a kid should be handling that money like that. Well, okay, you can teach them how to handle money, but why is a kid handling? Okay, how old are we talking? Let's say 5 years old. $500, just maybe. Anyway, let me be fair. I don't mind actually. Now I'm thinking about it. If you're saving it truly, like you're teaching yourself how to save, and I see you're actually investing. Okay, I'll actually be proud now that I'm saying it. But I'll have influence. You're not buying to go and be buying things online. I need to see what. In fact, would you let? Okay, let me ask you this: would you have a time time that you're if you bought the phones, you're taking the phones from your kid at night, or do you let them go to bed with their device?
If it was back in the day, I would take the phones. But I don't need to technology. I can off the phone from my own phone. I can pause what you're doing. I don't need to do all that.
Okay,
But
that was
I would rather it doesn't get to that. I would rather just set rules where it's like, okay, at this certain time, phones down, go and sleep.
mm,
Those will come if I have to, but I rather because I feel like for me, I'd rather put it in your hands first, and then whatever comes after that
see
is you
what you
seeing that
do. Yeah,
is you seeing that because you didn't take responsibility for yourself. Now I have to step in.
but the internet is scary, man. Ah,
Oh God!
man,
Look,
that thing is
look,
scary. I don't even want to know what they are doing. I'm
look.
even scared to know.
How can I be playing a song and Orange Brother is saying, "Oh, I know that song guys on TikTok. What are you? What?"
No, I'm actually
Just
scared.
that alone, I'm like, I don't know what anybody's watching, what they're
That's
saying, what they're
scary.
man.
I don't even know if I don't even I think I might actually be the kind of parent like when I find out I'll actually be in bed crying. Like what okay, why does my 12-year-old child know that? But then I was having this conversation with my parents on Sunday because my brother he goes to Brown University and he does a very liberal states. And we're talking about sheltering your children and when they now find out, they'll be like, whoa, what's the damage? What's too much to share? What's oversharing? Should you just tell them everything? Just know this is it so that you can know. Nobody's telling you. You're not getting out there. You're like, because my brother said once he got to school, he realized how sheltered he was because the things he started to hear and like just like conversations, not just conversation where we're down here like conversation where your mind is like, whoa, what the actual heck? Like, not just the normal thing when you're saying boy meets girl. Like, no, step out of that bubble. Craziness. Like, people are doing, and some people will say craziness by your own standard gifts, but like, literally, when he tells me some of the things, I'm like, wow. If I heard my child was hearing that and I wasn't then again, can I really tell a child that? Like, some of the things like, can I sit my child at that? Is that something that we even feel comfortable sharing? Not that is it a protection thing, or is it like that's just not okay to know? But then
You
they
have a lot
would
to learn.
know. They will know. They will know. And they will want to
You have a lot
try
to
and they
learn.
want that's why I feel like as parents, man, you can I know some parents want to be conservative and like it's good, like, but you need to have a very your mind your the things you need to be very how do I phrase it? Anyway, when your kid is talking to their friends, you better know how to decode things because the way me, I have code that I talk in sometimes. If you don't know, you don't know. But me, I will know. Me, I will learn everything. What are you saying? Oh, really? You think you're about to have a whole conversation? I'll let you finish. Then I'll come to you. So you were talking about this? Okay, let's sit down. Tell me what's going on. I know you think I will let them know. Your mom was not born yesterday. Your mom is not an old lady. Let's sit down. Tell me what. Look, I'm your friend. Yeah. Let's talk. What's going on in school? Uh-huh. Me, I don't know, but I don't think you should. I don't know what's too much to share. I know that's something I probably would struggle with as a parent. Like, what's too much to share, and what's like for their own good. We share with them. I don't know. I don't even know the balance. I don't even know because they will still know. You can't protect them. They will find out, and may God not let them find out the wrong way. But they will know. If you think about it that way, I guess it's good to open your mouth and share. But then again, I guess is it awkward? I don't even know. This
But then
parenting,
again, you're thinking to yourself, how do you share? How much do you share?
yeah,
How like well, we have a lot to man. look,
it's
look,
a lot.
man. Just,
Like
just the other day, our mother was like for like a week straight. I just kept hearing maybe when Tamara is playing, like our brother is playing on his Switch. He's playing online with people. First of all, that's another thing. Don't be talking to
I
random
don't,
people online. I'm just like, hey, God.
I
But he was playing with them, and he kept ending sentences with my guy. Like he kept being like, okay, like I think they're playing some shooter game, and there's like, no, 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 killing my guy, no, no, no. And I was like, that's interesting. I've never heard him use that
my
vocabulary
God.
before. But I was like, maybe he just heard it from somewhere. And then randomly, like the next week, I was on TikTok. Is that I don't know how that's fell down the rabbit hole. TikTok is just. Well, I was on TikTok the
You
other day.
actually make dance videos on TikTok. You actually know how to dance. You go viral.
Do I have the time?
Corey, dude, it's fun. You actually, if I, God, if I lucky, I can dance. I won't even. Let me just sit. Let me just
Try
not
it now.
even.
Try it. Let's
I'm not,
let's. We'll tell you if you can dance or not.
I will not go viral. I actually have some I made back during quarantine season, still in my phone. Never released ever in my life, but it's there. I I will send. I saw this video. What you look like, what you think you look like versus what you actually look like. I don't know if you saw it. I'll send it to you. That's me. That, dancing missed me in my family. I don't. Anyway, I don't even know which one of us can dance. Actually, I don't know.
I think your
Bishop,
dad. I think your dad is a stepper.
yeah, my dad can dance. I'll say Glory, the first sister, a little bit. Everybody else, we've missed load. You didn't catch us. It's okay. I told my husband, just no, don't carry me along. Don't you can do your own if you can dance, but just don't just carry me. You should know
Don't
my
don't leave me behind.
don't leave behind. They cannot be screaming for you. The bride is, my weakness. Carry me along. That's the least she could do for me. I'm not saying she tone it down. If you want to tone, you can, but just
Mm.
carry. Anyways, sorry. What were you saying?
Oh yeah, but yeah, like I was on TikTok like next week, and I was running into this guy. that he kept ending his sentences with my guy exactly the same way Tamara was saying it. I was like, did I just stumble onto it? And I was watching his videos, and that's just how it's like. He talks, and his aesthetic is that he's always high, like he's a stoner, so he's always high. So just how stoners talk stereotypically, he reacts to videos, and then his reaction is like, you know, stereotypical like how they portray it in the movies, and they're like, "Oh, that's so rad, my guy." and that's how it was. And I was like, I'm asking myself, is it that I'm not just watching the videos just as far, or he just picked up on that, or is he actually saying to himself, this guy is high. What is he high on? I'm interested.
Yeah.
You get what, man? Shit is, man.
It's scary.
Man.
It's scary. I don't know. You just have to. It's scary because you're in charge of someone's life, man. I wouldn't say however they turn out is on you because other influences are there, but man, I don't know.
Try your best. I feel like that's what you can do. Try your best.
Try your best and send them. Honestly, think about even as a parent, it's kind of painful. You train them, now send them to the world. The world now teaches them again. You now just hope and pray that whatever you taught them sticks. Because when they come back, now start, this one is different though. Wait, what just happened? One semester? It's scary. It's scary.
That's why the Bible says that, and that's another thing about beating from. I feel like beating chases after immediate results, and it doesn't chase after long-lasting results. Because even the Bible says, train up a child in the way that he should go, not in the way that he should take them. You should train him up in the way that eventually his owner will go.
Yeah.
Eventually his owner will decide. So I'd rather train my child in the best way I can. And if he or she, I mean, I'll be hoping my God's grace that they have sense to be sensible. But if for some reason he or she just decides upon themselves to take the wrong path in life, no matter how sad I would be, I'd rather just have a clear conscience that I did my best. When I stand before God, God will say, "Nah, I know you don't worry." I'm like, "Oh, Baba, I did my own though. It's your son you ask."
Honestly, even to add on to yours, I am so grateful. That's why part of me is like, should I send my children to Nigeria? They should go and get some home training for. Because I'm so grateful that I was able to mix both. I feel like if I grew up here totally, I don't want to shade this country, but I'm grateful for the Nigerian that entered me because I think I can only go so far. Even if I go and test the waters, because there's always that curiosity. You want to test, man. Let's even see what's on that other side. Small. You can only go so far for the reason for maybe it's the foundation of how I was raised, but I also link it back to Nigeria for some reason. You can I'll speak for myself. I can only go so far. And for that reason, I'm glad I mixed both growing up in Nigeria and growing up here.
You give to tell our children, all right, children, we're going to Nigeria for Christmas.
Yes.
2 weeks, we'll come back. They don't know that.
They
don't know that they are dear to you.
You really want to take them. See, America. I've seen some bad kids, man. Shout out to some parents. They're going through behind those doors, man. Every day you probably need a glass of wine. Just go and relax. Do it again tomorrow. Just do.
Parenting is hard work.
It's hard. It makes sense now. People say I don't want kids. It makes sense. It's like
that makes sense.
To be like, no, it makes sense. Enjoy your life.
I respect that rather than you have kids and you don't do your best. You don't try. You don't even try. It's not supposed to be easy now.
It's hard.
It's hard. It's hard work.
Your partner and yourself are not on the same page with how you.
Those things are important.
Those things are important. You are teaching them one thing, and that person's teaching them another thing. Just align your values. Find someone that your values align. If not,
those things are important.
Teaching them two different things.
Do you know how heartbroken I was there? I thought I told my father something about my mother in confidence, and my mother just sprung it up on me one day after church. I was like, "Kai, what kind of
that thing is
kind of union is this?
This thing is too much. Literally, I told my sister, I told her something. I asked her, don't tell your husband though. She said, well, let me just tell you now. Whatever you tell me, he
Bruh.
might. If you find out that he knows, you can't be mad. And I'm like,
First of all, the fact that you're talking like her is annoying. The fact that you mimic her voice
yeah,
is
she speaks.
disrespect.
That's literally how she speaks. And I told her, but I told you, don't tell him.
Bro.
Once I finished, I told you that. She said, well, as husband and wife, you have to understand that if you tell the one person something, you cannot be too shocked, no matter how much of a secret is if the person's spouse know. And I said, I guess it's true. I guess. I don't know. I guess this thing is
Definitely.
because my mom
How
will
can
say, I
I
won't tell your dad, and she can't tell you the next morning. Like, what?
how can I tell my father out like, Daddy, can I tell you something? Look, why does mommy always treat me like a slave? She's always telling me blah blah blah. And then the next day, I think on the Saturday, the next day after church, we were walking to the car, and then the label on my shirt was out. And then she was like, Great, you put your label in, but then to say I'm telling you to do things as fair still. I was like, ah. I looked at my father. My father was like, ah.
It's like,
Do you see together?
because I feel like I picture them laying that night, like, Korede did this today, Sha.
See what your son told me to do.
You should know. I think you should know. You not say I should not. Even say I should not tell you. You should know that. Just know.
Oh boy.
Lay down. Because I always think, what do parents talk about at night? So, like, what did they reflect on? Like, how is that conversation like talking about the children? And that one. We thank that one. God will just help us with that one. Sha. God will continue to strengthen us. Anyway, we'll see how marriage looks like when that bridge comes. Because the whole marriage concept, sometimes I get weirded out by it. But that one is
Do
a
you be
whole.
someone's wife?
So, the way I'm laying in my bed like this,
Somebody will be there.
someone will just be here. I feel like.
Somebody will just be there. You wake up, somebody is just there.
It's not even that they are just here. Maybe I like to go to bed a certain way, and I hear we are going to sleep, and I hear that they are listening to YouTube at night, just loud. That's what they do for sleep.
See.
And when you say tone it down, their version of turning it down is not what I expect.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
then
Like,
when
okay,
I
you know
not
what?
talk, when I start fighting because it's that I'm controlling. Yeah, get me out. Get me.
Oh god.
Okay. But it's going to be a learning process. I can say that
Oh,
because
definitely.
the way I'm in my space like this, somebody will just enter
Definitely.
and just come and be changing their clothes or turn on the light and I'm sleeping. I saw something on Instagram. It said someone posted something and said, so my kids now expect that when they've gone home after a long day, they're expecting food to be ready, sure. Okay. The fact that I can't just watch Netflix. I have to now cook. Anyway, let me not say this. Face my features by this year. Don't cancel. I'm a great wife. I'm a great wife. I'm just kidding, no.
Oh god.
Because you never know who is listening now. Where they say Gift doesn't like to cook. I do, I do, Sha. We'll talk about that one when the Gift there. I do. We'll do fit our scheduling. Everybody will cook. We all like to eat. Let's all cook too. Anyways, marriage is a beautiful thing. I don't want to make it sound like it's not, but it's interesting because I didn't realize how much I like my space. I think quarantine showed me how much I like my space compared to, or how much of an introvert I really am in a way that I thought I was. I learned a lot, man. I thought I was not extreme, but I thought I loved being around people until the year ended and we could step out. And I'm like, wait,
I don't want to go.
I don't want to.
I don't want to go anywhere, man.
I don't want to. What are you doing? Give nothing. I just don't want to. Like
Hmm.
when you make plans when you are feeling social, the day comes and you so I think I saw you make plans when the day comes and the day comes and you rather kill yourself instead. Like I don't want to. That was an interesting year too. 2020.
it
Shout out to
was
2020.
nice, man.
It was
I
nice. It
enjoyed
was
our
nice.
conversations.
Same, same. It's
I,
always I will
I,
actually
I
say
was hoping we
it's
didn't go
always
this
good
long.
conversation. Let me boost your head small. It's always good conversation with you. I will even say that. Let me boost you
Thank
small.
you, thank you. Did you die? Yes, you gave me that compliment.
My husband will come and tie my neck to get compliments. You tie
God,
you will
I feel
tie
bad for
now.
this man.
I will still not drop it.
I feel bad for this man. Gift. You compliment this man now.
He will dress up and say, so, what are you? Is that why you're walking around the house? You see,
Only for him to step out and then one girl outside is like, daddy,
if he doesn't know that that's my compliment to him, that's literally saying you are killing me. Then something's wrong with his head.
Why
If
can't you
my
just say you're killing it?
if I
Will
tell
you
my
die?
if I tell my husband that has known me that what are you doing? He should know that my wife just told me I look good.
But people also just love to hear it. You look
I
good.
will tell him now. I'll tell him.
But you add the you look good, sharp. You know, as if
Yes,
you're
because that's me. That's me, and he will just know. He will just know that you shut up. It's okay. You think I look good. I think okay. He will know. He will know.
Oh God.
He will know. It's all love,
Fair
man.
enough, fair enough, fair enough.
It's all love. That's why you know your person. It's all love. It's not. We're not
Fair
shading. You
enough.
look good. If not everybody gonna tell you look good, you don't look good. That's the day you look ugly. Better know. If a woman tell you look good, you are ugly. That day comes from only me.
Only you, okay.
I mean, that's the with whole boy. Life doesn't go like that. So
You know what I imagine? I imagine if no, 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 let me bring it up. That's a whole lot. That's another 2 hours here. So
no, it's very
no, no,
quickly.
no, no,
We don't have to
no,
talk
no,
about
no, no, no. Ah, no, 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 no.
how you
Oh
gonna say.
God.
I'm curious.
And then
You
you won't die if you don't hear it.
the anticipation like
Don't
this.
worry, don't worry, don't worry. I can
Now,
already see how that's just going to.
I want to die because I don't know it because that's how much the anticipation.
Never mind. Maybe when you agree to come on again, we'll talk about it. Now I have something to hold over your head.
If you invite us, we'll come. We'll come back. It was fun. I,
Ah,
I like
shit.
to talk. Anybody that knows me, I like to talk. I like to
Oh, wow,
talk.
we didn't know.
I like to talk. That's why when I'm quiet, people think something is wrong with me. Like I can't just rest. That one is anyway. I already told you that one before. It's a problem on its own. This is something. Nothing is wrong. This is. Yeah, I can't. I can't rest. Just one day out of 365 days. I can't choose that day. Please, nothing is wrong. I'm okay. I'm just vibing. I hope
Just
my
vibing.
vibing. No, like I saw something. How do people just wake up and just don't want to talk to anybody? Because I don't want to talk to anybody. Like
Oh, yes, definitely.
my brother was waking up that some days you just wake up angry from bed. I'm not angry. You people are just talking much. Like, can my brain even why are you back in high school? People that are yelling on the bus, 7:30. How do you I like to talk, but how do you have that much to say that early?
That's after they've eaten hot Cheetos and Jack Jaro
Me, when I wake
porridge.
up in the morning, I can't talk. Like, let me wake up. Like, that's why I say I realized a lot about myself that I thought I was, that I actually am not when quarantine hit. I thought I'm not as social as I thought I was. I realized maybe it's part of growing up too. I realized that I like my space a lot more than I thought. But hopefully it doesn't get worse. We'll see, Sha. It get worse.
Okay, let me let you go. Thank you once again
All
for
right.
obliging my invitation.
No problem. No problem. It was
Always
fun.
nice to talk to you.
Good vibes, good conversation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. By the way, Inka, I'm about to call you now. So
Oh, I can't even see comments. Whoever is in the comments, hey, Yinka, I hope your
I
day
think
is.
Oli drops in at the end.
Hey, Ollie. It's always good to have you in the comments. I'll see your
Oli
face.
Ogunwale says hi.
Special hi to you, sir. Very special hi to you.
You like to play too much.
Eh?
You like to play too much. Let me just
I know.
rewind it to the part where he said, yeah, where he said, yeah, we're
I know. That's what I'm saying. I hope this man is not here. Like, what the heck is it? Never mind. I'll tell you something later, Sha. That's why I feel like you too. Because he said something one day. Remember when? Remember this was early stage when we this though. Remember when you put our names together? Like I think you
Oh,
did.
yeah.
He made a joke that.
Oh, he watched?
Yeah, he watched that day, and I didn't know he was there. And he made a joke like, so wait, who is? I said, hi. You were
I love it.
He said, yeah, I was there for a few seconds, and then I just saw some things, and I was like, why is Gift's name with someone else? And I was like, no. So that's why I feel like when I post it, he probably comes to it out just to
And
see.
then, yeah, saving. He probably came at the beginning and left.
Yeah, no, yeah, because that's what he did last time. Oh well, I didn't say anything off limits. Nobody will beat me. It's okay. We move. Hey Holly, just kidding. Let me stop. Let me stop. I think there are boundaries. Let me stop. But I think I hope you're doing well, Sha.
Not you acknowledging him again.
I know that's why I need to, but this is just just if he secretly watches pure vibes, nothing else. At this point, it's honestly just because we started a trend. That's why I'm just doing it.
Of course.
It's not anything. So, yeah. But anyways, hope you are well though, Sha.
Yeah. Chilling.
That's good. Fun. Always good conversation. My mom was like, wow, I didn't realize how much credit takes after his mom. Because she knows you do this. Because she knows your mom enjoys like talking to people too.
How
And
did you
like
know I do this?
she see me watching it around the house. Be like, please,
Oh, look at you.
okay.
Oh.
Can we move past that now? Thank you. And she said, oh, they actually, because she knows your mom likes talking to people, and your mom is very outgoing. I wouldn't say you are very outgoing, but like she just said, like she knows your mom likes.
I'm not. I can adapt. I can be seemingly outgoing. I'd rather
Yeah,
not be. I'd rather just be on my own. To be honest.
yeah. But when she saw that it was you, she said she's not surprised because she knows your mom enjoys talking to people too. So it's so crazy. Whenever she's talking about when they went to school, I'm just like, that's crazy. Life is crazy. Like how they were, like when she even was talking about like when your mom was dating your dad and like how she met your dad. I'm like young love. Like it's just so cute. Like when I hear her
They were
talk,
us. They
like
were
I
us.
swear, like she's talking about like, yeah, Ayo was like back in my wedding and like this are my pictures and she was my chief bridesmaid and like I remember I would be traveling to see each. Like it's just crazy. And sometimes I'll hear them talking on the phone, and the way they talk is just like young girls that have now grown up, and like sometimes it's just beautiful to watch. Like I think it's so cute.
That's one thing I realized. I realized that like the adults, grown ups, or the old people, that's you call them, they're really just us. Honestly, they're just us, man. Lucky.
They're literally us. Like the way they talk, like it's just pure vibe. Just like talking back to like when they were grown, everybody's like married. Man, it's beautiful to see that. Nice,
Yeah.
nice. But yeah. Anyways,
Ah, good.
all right.
Talk to you when I talk to you.
Thanks for bringing me on. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
You're welcome. Thank you too.
If you invite us, we'll come back.
Jeez.
Hmm.
Why are you sipping water after saying that?
Why am I what?
So why are you sipping water after saying that?
I felt like it was a good way to.
Oh,
It was just.
sorry.
It made sense to pick up a cup and do that.
Oh, okay, okay. So let me sip water.
I should have shared the story of when Corridor almost got us drunk, but it's okay. Drunk off one shot. But we'll talk about that later. Oh, that shot hit
Ah,
my stomach,
I
man.
set them up.
That thing was. Keep in mind, I've not since college. Like I haven't. It's why we didn't even eat. Like when that thing entered my body, I felt I couldn't stand up to order. And I think I was laughing like if I just felt like I was laughing for no reason. And the Echo would just be staring like she's in a daze. The whole thing, it was just like I definitely can see the kind of drunk I am. I think I would be like laughing for no reason. Like everything would be funny to me. I'll just be catching it, just be pure vibes. Like everything, even when you can say gift, how you do, and I'll just be laughing. I think that's the kind of person I'll be. And I don't like that. I feel like I'll be acting like a mad woman. So and you just did it like it was nothing. That's crazy. No, that one hits me, man. I felt like my intestine was burning. Like, no, like I actually like hit my chest and it was hot. I don't know. You guys, that's what you guys be chugging. You guys gotta be faking it, man. No way you guys are doing it like that. No way. No way.
It's you guys. It's them. What do you mean, you
No
guys?
way people are taking back to back of that. Nah.
People do. There's even a tradition. People take the number of shots of the year they are turning, like on that 21st birthday. I'm just like, that's
That's
dangerous. That's stupid.
That's that. Not
That
what
is
I tasted.
just
Not what I tasted. If that's the same thing, except they
that
are taking
shit.
water. Maybe water they're taking, but no
Nah,
what.
because I see
And,
the videos and after them taking the shots later that night, they're just a mess. I'm just
no,
like, this is never worth it because now you're not even enjoying your night. We don't remember the night itself.
exactly. What's the
So
point? I realized if I ever for the simple little I saw of myself, if I ever want to get to that point, I have to be in a very safe environment. Like I have to know everybody I'm around because I might not. I don't feel secure knowing that if I'm around strangers, I would feel like, damn, Gabe, you shouldn't have done that. Just the hint I saw. I might not. I don't like it.
you
I
said the
was
hint.
I was laughing for no reason. Everything was funny. My eye was rolling. Like I felt like everything was just, yeah. And that was one. That's what I'm saying. I have to be around people that I know. If not,
That was one.
good. So, anyway,
Anyway, have a good night, kids.
you
Let me just
too.
end this now because I know if you say another thing, we will
I,
enter another
I,
conversation.
I beg, Gary. Anyway, all right.
All right, have a good
I'll talk
night.